Hello my friends, my name is Erezi and welcome back to my channel where I help individuals like you with the tools, tips and strategies that empower you to make the mind shift needed to be more resilient and more productive. I'm always excited every time I have something to share with you, and today I have something I think you will find exciting, and it's about how to create more happiness in your life daily. How to stay happy every day, how to create your own happiness and really live a rich and a full life. All right. Now, you have to realize something. What makes us happy is dependent on our perspective, our preferences, our interpretation of the meaning we give to things. What makes us happy is different. It's different for everyone. It's usually based on our values, our beliefs, and what things mean to us. I want you to know that happiness has nothing to do with having external abundance. I know that because there have been records of people who had external abundance, but were still unhappy with their lives. There's a lot of people who thought, well, if I make a lot of money, I'll be happy. And they made lots of money and they still did not experience the feeling of happiness. Some others set goals and said, when I get to this goal, I'll be happy. And they reached their goal and were never happy. Some others said, when I get promoted, I'll be happy. When I get married, when I have a baby, when I pass that exam, I'll be happy. And they got it, but they realized nothing they tried on the outside gave them the happiness they desired. So here's an important lesson for you to learn. Happiness is about mastering your inner world and what really goes on your inside, because happiness is a mindset. Let me take that again. Happiness is about mastering your inner world and what really goes on your inside, because happiness is a mindset. Acquiring stuff, overeating, or drinking, or smoking things that alter your mind and your emotions will not give you lasting happiness, because happiness is an inside job. If you have a lot of hate, anger, unforgiveness, hurt, and rage on your inside, all that will affect your outlook and your interpretation of your experience, which of course will be negative. And that in itself will create more unhappiness for you. So I'm sure you're wondering, what then is the way to create happiness in my life? I'm glad that's a question on your heart. I'll share with you 5 things you can do to start creating your own happiness daily. The first thing I recommend is deal with issues in your past that were never really settled. I really recommend this because that way, when you do this, you can eliminate any chance they get to creep into your future and keep you unhappy. It also frees you up enough so you can create new and happier memories. I'm saying you should do this because memories have a way of creeping into our present, and just when you thought your life was going good, the thought of a negative experience from the past comes up, and because you never really dealt with it then, it causes you to feel sad, maybe angry, or maybe you start feeling regret. You want to pay attention to how much you relieve those negative experiences of the past and start replacing them with fun memories, with happy memories continuously, because it's a continuous work. The second thing that I recommend that you do is be authentic to the best of your ability. When you find that one thing that truly fulfills you, the one thing that you were designed to do, it brings a lot of freedom, a level of freedom. You're not trying to be like someone else. You're not trying to be like someone you're not. Trying to be like someone you're not is stressful and causes a lot of unhappiness because it comes with a constant feeling of inadequacy, like you're not good enough. I know that you can get good at anything with time and effort, but when you live your purpose, when you can get great with time and effort, which would you prefer? Living your purpose increases your happiness and vitality. That's definitely what you want. Just the way fishes swim without effort in water and birds fly without effort, because it's a natural inclination for them. If you want to be happy and stay happy every day, one of the things you need to do is find your purpose and pursue it daily so you can keep being authentic. Now, the third thing that I recommend is improve the quality of your relationships. A Harvard professor in the name of Robert Walden did a 75-year study on the psychology of human happiness. And one of the things he said was that a major contributing factor to staying happy daily is having meaningful relationships in your life. Oh yes, I can attest to this because you know those conversations you have with friends or family members or maybe a mentor that after the conversation you felt so good, you felt empowered, like you can take on the world? I've had such conversations, and what I've come to realize is that those types of conversations only happen with people you have a good relationship with. I know that taking care of your body is super important, but you have to realize that tending to your relationships is a form of self-care too. So I encourage you to cultivate good relationships because they keep you happier and healthier. Now, the first thing that I recommend is let go of all negative emotions. Let go of all negative emotions. Now, if you have unforgiveness, guilt, resentment, bitterness, hurt on your inside, it slows you down. You can't grow. You can't make meaningful progress carrying all that baggage. The reason is because you will interpret every experience through the lens of unforgiveness and hurt. If you want to be happy every day, it requires that you become intentional about flushing out negative emotions continually. For some people, counseling will help them, helps them get through this process. For others, therapy could help. Prayer could also help, could be helpful for some others. But whatever you do, what I'm recommending here is that you ensure that you don't keep negative emotions locked up inside you. Now, the fifth one that I'll recommend today is focus on what you have control over. It is very important that you realize some things are out of your control. Some things take time, and trying to control everything is a recipe for more unhappiness because you'll end up with more disappointment. But here are a few things you have control over, and I want to outline them out for you. You have control over your attitude. You have control over how much effort you put into what you do. You have control over what you can get good at. You have control over what you focus on and what things mean to you. If you focus on these things and not give too much attention to the situations you have no control over, you'll be able to create more happiness in your life because you begin to experience the emotions that these activities provoke. Yes. So the sixth one is become more aware of how everything around you makes you feel. And some people might call this mindfulness. You want to start getting good at noticing how every event makes you feel. Many times we get hurt and we do not even know how it's impacting on us. But it's important to process your experiences right, especially the negative ones. It took me a while to really realize that when someone, does something to me that I really didn't like, it's easy for me to push it aside and move on without even noticing that it hurts me. So sometimes, if you're like me, sometimes it takes a couple of days to then realize that was hurtful. I feel resentment. I feel hurt towards that person. So what I discovered was that I never really sat down to process and think through what was said to me or what was done to me. Now, don't get confused. Don't get confused with what I'm saying. If you sit with your emotions and really feel it, then you know how to position yourself to respond whenever you're faced with a similar situation. You can also deal with the feelings and move on very quickly if you're able to sit with those feelings. So it's so important that you sit with your feelings and deal with them and really process them right. Okay? Right, those are the 6 strategies that I have for you today, and I hope you can really create more happiness in your life with those strategies. Listen, I really wanted you to get value out of this, and that's why I'm sharing with you these strategies that have helped me create more happiness in my life, and I really believe that they can help you too. So don't sleep on this. Let's continue the conversation in the comment section because it really gives me great excitement when I hear from you. So please let me know which one of these strategies have worked for you or even what is not working. It will be great feedback for me, okay? And one more thing, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, like this video, and share this video with a friend. When you do these things, the YouTube algorithm blesses me by spreading this message to other individuals like you that need to hear the message. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you real soon.